It's so funny. Leading up to the election, I was telling everybody I can't wait to see the Miss Bissessar, Miss Beckles banter in Parliament. And there were a lot of people who was telling me, bro, we are not convinced that Penelope Beckles could lead the PNM. And I had my doubts because I was saying in my head, yeah, she'll pull it off. She's capable of doing it. But right now, I am convinced that Penelope Beckles sometimes is turning to Alzheimer's. Because you see this statement right here, I am convinced that something is wrong with this lady and she's clearly delusional. So Penelope Beckles is actually saying that the quality of the few MPs on the PNM slate trumps the quantity of MPs on the UNC slate. Lady, you for real? Let's be honest here. Penelope Beckles, I think you need to link with them Bobo and them up on the mountain because clearly you've been smoking the good stuff and it shows. You literally have the PNM B-team to your disposal. It's the B-team you have. Nothing about your government right now is saying anything. And not only that, you have a small group of ministers under your control, and you're not even sure if all of them are loyal to you. You're not even sure if all of them want to see your political party grow or at least turn into something that could be used in governance. And it shows in everything that has been going on with you leading up to this election, all the infighting that you all are trying to hide that is still going on as we speak, right? The sabotage of your own MPs who are sitting right around you, not being able to trust your own colleagues, even some of your own colleagues showing up to your own political launch and they were missing in action. So for you to actually come and say that your slate is actually better than the UNC one, lady, something is wrong. And we could evaluate your slate, we could go through your slate, and we could see genuinely that your slate is it washed up. Now, Penelope Beckles, you were supposed to be the person who brings PNM back to where it was. And based on the comments and just based on the interactions with your platform, I can see that people don't believe that you're capable of doing it. And it shows in every single sector of what you're trying to do. But let's go through your statements and let's have a dialogue because I think there's a lot to unpack here. So let's unpack it. So first thing first, let's start with your PNM B-team, right? And I'm not going to call all the MPs, but I'm just going to call the ones that think they have some kind of relevance. So first thing first, yeah, Scatterjred Scotland. Scatterjred Scotland is not liked by anybody, whether it be UNC or PNM, because of those atrocious statements that he would have made when he talk about he hots up breadfruit and he rides a bicycle to work and he still have a coal pot and we need to go back to those days. And then the next day he was seen in NP gas station full in his $100,000 Mercedes Benz. It's amazing how a bicycle turned to a SUV. So nobody likes him. This is somebody who is not likable. And coming down to the end of his legacy in the PNM, he was put to work with the most incompetent minister, which was Phil Gerald Hines, for a short period of time. And even with both of them there, nothing could have been done to fix the problems in society. So that's one. Then, yeah, malfunctioning Marvin. Malfunctioning Marvin, washed up based on WASA. He going up against Parrot right now, and Parrot literally picking him apart, right? Nobody takes him seriously, right? And despite all his good intentions, Lupino didn't want him. So he had Michaela and all in his hot seat. So let's be honest, Marvin, he ain't saying anything neither. And as far as I'm concerned, he went after Xander in Parliament the other day. Alexander is low-hanging fruit. His whole purpose, his whole reason for questioning Alexander the way he did was because he knew fully well that Alexander was new to Parliament. He knew fully well that Alexander wasn't articulate enough, or even in some cases, probably not even educated enough to deal with him on a one-on-one like that. And that is why he targeted Alexander. And I'm convinced that that is what you all are going to do. The PNM is going to do to Alexander going through his term. But I'm not worried about him. I'm pretty sure that Alexander will come up really fast and he'll end up being a really good minister. But that's why Marvin went after him, because Marvin knew that, okay, Alexander is new to Parliament. He might not know how to answer certain questions. So he picked at Alexander. But at the same time, Marvin ain't nothing special. What else we have? We have Faulty Farris. Faulty Farris are Attorney General that never win any cases. Our Attorney General who, after he started to show his colors and act out of himself, his feminine side started to leak out through his pores. Keith Rowley stick him in the minister housing post and hide him behind God back when nobody could see him. Right? Basically, eye candy for Indian women all across Trinidad and Tobago. What else? What else? And worse yet, a minister that has been receiving more rent money off of the state than anything else possible. Right? With all those buildings we renting. So that is your team? That is your team, Captain Faldong Young? Captain Faldong Young, a man who was handed the Prime Minister role for literally 24 hours, who currently sits in your cabinet and despises you because you are now sitting in the post that he was given by a Prime Minister that he lost in an election because UNC bossy tail going and coming. The people literally said they didn't want him. And now you're sitting in his position. And he hasn't been showing up to any of your meetings or anything like that. So his loyalty to you, Ms. Beckles, you questioning that every day. Right? Then you have Delusional Dolly, who all of a sudden now remember that African youths and black people are responsible for most of the fighting and the crime in society. And she couldn't say anything for 9 years that she was there. She couldn't speak up for 9 years. It literally was like Keith had a golf ball down she throat. She couldn't talk. But all of a sudden, she finds she voice at a time when she shouldn't be making statements like that, because she want to actually, you want the party to grow. You want people to take all this serious. But then she jumps out and she spills the truth about black people's children. Them optics are looking good. And then what we have? Ice Cream Kareem, whose voice always sounds like it on a high-pitched screeching tone, who is the youngest member in the parliament right now on all your side, who is trying to come off as he's all this already before he time. That is PNM B-team. Then who you have? You have Cummins, right? Who comes with a mattress included. That is your so-called A-team that you are saying are better than what the UNC has on their slate. Come on, Miss Penelope. If you can't see what has been done to you, I don't know how else to explain it. You were literally handed a ship with no gas.
Don't you think we should tell them that the boat's out of gas?
Nah, just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
You were literally handed a ship with no gas. They turned over the keys to you, and the tank on the ship is empty. You have a sinking ship, to be exact, with no gas. And it's so embarrassing, because for you to make that statement, it's like you ain't even read the room of what's going on in your own political party. The other night, you kept your first meeting, and I've been paying attention. The audio system in your first meeting, the audio was atrocious. It kept fluctuating high and low, right? Never in the first time have I ever sit down and watch anything that PNM keep, and the audio was sounding atrocious. PNM audio does always be crispy clear. Your audio kept fluctuation up and down. On top of that, even for me to do production with your video, I had to adjust the audio because the audio kept falling in so many places that I had to raise the audio so that my audience could hear what you all were stating. On top of that, let's talk about the cameraman. I've seen some of the photos on your platform. The cameraman is taking out pictures with half of people's head, half of people's face. People get cut out from their shoulder. And these pictures are posted on your platform. So you all couldn't hire a good audio team. You all couldn't hire a good photographer. So what happened to all that money that you all spent leading up to the election? All that good financing dollars, where is it gone? Where is it gone? But not only that, let me show you what is another problem in your organization, and you are claiming that you all are better. There's literally a clear-cut scenario where you don't even have access to the PNM pages. Because I am going on the PNM pages. Your party new mantra is the One Love Party. But there isn't a One Love Facebook page, PNM One Love Facebook page. There's not a PNM One Love Instagram or TikTok. So who's handling all your socials? I am watching your political page. The Beckles page is being shared to the PNM platform. Why is it being shared there? Anything that you are doing that belongs to the PNM should just automatically come up on the PNM page. The mere fact that somebody is sharing stuff from your page to the PNM page means that the PNM has not handed over access to you to the social media platforms, which means you're still locked out of that. And this is what I'm saying. They handed you a ship with no gas, and you have to now scramble up everything, and you're saying you have a better team. But not only that, the most atrocious thing of all is that Keith Rowley running the party from his cell phone at home. Because imagine every issue that has come up, and you said it in your post meeting, your first meeting with the public, where you said nobody can tell you when to talk. You will talk when you're ready. So my question is this. If that is the case, and you're the opposition leader, and you're the new leader of the PNM, why is Keith Rowley running the PNM from his cell phone at home? And at this point, I'm trying to figure out why Sharon Rowley ain't throw him out yet. Because this man's supposed to be on vacation, sipping mojitos, and relaxing himself, and he's always on his phone, commenting about everything that is going on in government. He's on his phone more on social media than Donald Trump, Philip Edward Alexander, and Gary Griffith combined. And he's running the PNM from there. You are putting out posts, and I'm seeing 2 likes, 3 likes, 1 likes. Keith Rowley's putting out posts, and I'm seeing 300 and something likes, 200 and something comments, but I'm not seeing the same traction under you, Miss Beckles. So again, I really have to ask the question, are you delusional? Because that statement that you make saying that you have a better party, if you have a better party that is actually of better quality, as you say, then why isn't it getting the same amount of traction? And if that is the case, why is the former leader getting more traction than the current leader, especially knowing that the voter base itself wanted you? Something ain't adding up about that. Something ain't right. But anyway, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm convinced that Ms. Beckles, you're sometimes starting to turn to Alzheimer's. But that's okay. At the same time, UNC has quality and it has quantity. And they're going to do the changes they need to do for the country. Sit back and watch. Enjoy the ride with the PNM B-team, because that is literally what they are now, the PNM B-team. But at the same time, all you know my motto, make a better version of yourself, everyday people. And if we reach this far, let we have a discussion in the comment section now. Do you all think that Penelope Beckles has the chops to lead the PNM forward? I want to hear especially from them PNM people who are new on the platform. Do you all think that she could really bring this party up to standard to have a good back and forward, like, good Pandey and Manning these? Are we going to get that from her in parliament? So let me know in the comment section. And again, if you make it this far in the video, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications, because it will let all you know I exist, and it will let YouTube know that I exist. So people, that is my thoughts. I'm out.